Are live streaming on the way to Long Island to the Forsyth wedding. It is going to be James and Nicole Forsyth, yet another marriage that does not involve Jason Burmis. And I'm here with my friend, Jumpin' Jay Mandresh, a buddy of mine. Hello. That I've known for some time. You're seeing a lot of country because we are nowhere near the city. We are about 4 hours out. So why the hell am I doing a live stream anyway? Well, saw some news on my way out that did not shock me, did not surprise me, and I wanted to go over it. So it appears there is a new lawsuit involving Scientology, Jason Mandresh.
Ooh, everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite, Scientology, and guess what? Sanctioned pedophilia. Oh! David Miscavige and the gang, knowing of allegations, not talking about them, and of course, an open secrets on top of it. They're the big film on Hollywood pedophilia. And I don't think that we should be surprised. By the way, 24 watching, 4 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up, please, guys. Look, the bottom line is when you have the type of institutionalized religion that puts people above one another and covers up for one another, whether it be the Catholic Church, Scientology, NXIVM, high levels in the Jewish synagogue as well. We covered that this year. It's all over the place, okay? And unfortunately, it's not just institutionalized religion. What am I talking about? Well, when you have an institution like Hollywood, for instance, that preys on not only children, but the parents of those children need for fame, need for acknowledgement, need for money, and their willingness to pimp out their kids, well, you got a mixture for some high-level demonic shit, okay? And the same thing is going on in our governments. And Jay, this is an issue that I've been talking about for how long now?
I mean, I've known you, 17 years?
17 years. And this is when you were...
At least that long.
Were you a freshman or a sophomore?
I met you spring of 03, so I would have been freshman.
Freshman, spring 03, and by then I was already kind of Uncle Burmis. I think I was the...
I met you as Uncle Burmis. Do you want me to tell the fans how I met you?
Please, tell the fans how I met you.
I was talking to Mike Bayhill. Oh, they put a traffic circle here.
Yeah, I know. They just put the circle here.
Interesting.
Yep.
I was standing there talking to Mike Bayhill, and apparently you walked up from behind me, and I didn't see you coming, and Bayhill went, "Here comes Jay Burmis. Don't believe his lies." And as he says that, you walk out in front of my vision and look at me and go, "You know 9/11 was an inside job, right?" And I was like, "Oh, well, nice to meet you."
And this was, I think, well before the term truther was even a thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is 03.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about it and said, well, you know, who knows? I did remember that the day it happened, I was still a senior in high school, and one of my friends came up to me and said, "Oh, you know this was Osama bin Laden, right?" And I went, "Can I curse here?"
Yeah, you can say whatever you like.
"How the fuck did you know, man? It has been 20 minutes. Who are you?"
Well, they all knew it was Osama bin Laden. It was all over the television.
I guess, I like many kids in high school, I did not pay much attention to what was happening. Now,
you have a website, Jay Mandresh. Why don't you tell the kids about your website?
I do. So after I met Jay Burmis, I spent about 2 years trying to prove him wrong because I thought how crazy he was. And I started studying history and changed my major to history. And, well, I mean, first of all, Building 7.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You have one of those newfandangled university degrees, don't you?
I do. I have a bachelor's of science in history from Oneonta State.
Uh-huh.
It's not one of the fancy degrees. I definitely wouldn't call myself a historian, but I have been researching the American Revolution for 2 decades, and I absolutely love it. So if you are a fan of the American Revolution, check out Founder of the Day, founderoftheday.com. I write daily articles on the founders of America. I try and focus on the lesser known stories, more obscure people in history, in American history. And it's I do it because it's fun. I like reading about it, and I decided to start writing every day what I learn. And in a year and a half, I've written almost 600 articles. And just this week started a YouTube page. So if you're on YouTube, you probably like YouTube, check out Founder of the Day. Just a few videos. My production expenses are very minimal now, but I hope to build it. Come listen to me tell stories about the American Revolution.
And there you go. That's Jumpin' Jay Mandresh, founderoftheday.com. I want to move into another story I didn't do a video about, and we're going to get his commentary on this. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Canadian politics. Only what I follow in the realm of personal freedoms being violated, such as the fact that now a man has lost the right to have any kind of semblance over his teenage daughter, who wants to go and have not only hormone treatment but surgery that will change her quote unquote gender, really her sex forever. Right. You know, reassignment surgery. Who's this? This is Yoda Smokes. Haven't been able to catch you live in a while. Glad you're still. Let's see. Glad you're still churning out A+ content on the daily. Hopefully these people end up in the joint. Me, I'm about to enjoy a joint of a different kind. Oh, Yoda Smokes, we appreciate it, brother. Hey, Star, how are you? All right, I want to get back to what I was talking about.
All right.
Canadian politics.
Sweet.
This man, Dan Dix does great work on Press for Truth. So does Lee Stewie. She does great work for them as well. I was aboard to find out this guy had no rights over his daughter at all. Look, if you have to be 18 to join the military, I think that you should also have to be 18 to have a cigarette, 21 to have vaporizers in New York now. We can
Well, you have to be 0 to have vaporizers.
Well, no, there's a whole thing.
Look, you're starting to smoke again.
Okay. Anyway, the bottom line is you're not developed as an 18-year-old. I may even have problems with the fact that, you could go into the Middle East and possibly have your life taken at 18 years old. All that's okay. But you got to wait then, right? You got to wait. Now, we're going to allow people to decide what gender they are, when they're a teenager or a pre-teenager? That's nuts. And Canada seems to be one of those real virtue signaling countries. First of all, still under that royal boot that we talk about, that bloodline lineage bullshit out in the United Kingdom in the British royal family, as it's really like a colony of theirs. Just want to point that out. But also all those hate speech laws. Look, someone pointed to, HR, I think it was 825, and it was some anti-Semitic legislation they're trying to pass in the United States. It's pretty short, but look, I'm against any legislation that limits speech whatsoever. Hate speech, number one, can never really be defined. Number two, should not land you in jail. Hate speech exposes people and what they really think for who they are, and we should combat that with better speech. Just how I feel. Now, we have a prime minister who likes to play dress up in that country. His name's Justin Trudeau, and he's been wanting, listen, this is the thing. I don't care that those photos surfaced at all. Not even a little bit. You want to know why? He's an obvious moron. He's a puppet. He looks like, he looks like.
What are the photos?
Oh, you haven't seen these new photos? There's like 3 photos of him now that emerged for the 48 hours of him in blackface. They're pretty hilarious. There's one of them in a turban, so now they have him on the Aladdin carpets, and it's really dark.
Is this recent or?
Yeah. No,
I mean the photos.
Yeah, well, no. They were way back in the time. Yeah. I want to say late 70s, early 80s. I mean, if you haven't noticed, Justin Trudeau, actually, they must have been late 80s, early New Kids on the Block. It's like, oh, Oreo. Oh. The White Stuff. Great parody by Weird Al Yankovic. If you're unfamiliar, the man's been doing it. Mess up now. Listen, if you haven't seen the outfits he's been rocking with his fucking family on these trips, they're out of control. He was 29 when he dressed up as Aladdin. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm telling you, he's not a smart guy. He's another puppet of the establishment. He is told to say things.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, please go.
Did you happen to see the interview on what's that? Hassan Minaj.
What's that?
Hassan Minaj has the Patriot Act show. Did you happen to see the interview
With who?
with Trudeau?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch it.
Is it Pander City?
No, quite the opposite.
Really? What do you think he says?
I don't want to quote anything because it was a while ago that I saw it, but he's basically interviewing him about a variety of things.
No, I was saying
a lot of it's on climate change, and he calls him out on that.
Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, we gotta be climate changers.
Everybody's got the climate
But
change.
then he goes and funds all this money to the oil companies and the what's it called, the pipelines.
Yeah, he's a total puppet.
Although to be fair, you can't make a transition in a day, even if whether or not climate change is what you want. If it is something you're interested in, you're not going to do it overnight. You have to consider the fact.
Listen,
that
me
he's
and the
a
socialist to my left could argue for a very long time. He's a yang ganger. He wants to submit for $1,000 a month, guys.
I'm a yang ganger.
Oh, I know you're a
because
yang
I want
ganger.
A free market, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we could have that conversation later. We'll talk about free markets when we come closer to the city, because we're going to do a little Long Island series. Here we are only in Franklin, New York, so we're going to stop by a few times. If you like this stuff, thumbs it up, share it. Obviously, we do a lot more here. If you didn't see my Epstein update earlier, please go check that out.
Just because Burma's called me a socialist, don't not watch. That's I have truth based on a comment I made 15 years ago. I've grown up a lot since then.
How many times 10 years ago were you trying to get me to read Karl Marx?
What? Well, everyone should, know your enemy. Know your enemy. Come on.
Anyway, guys, we're having a good time. We're going to have a good time on the way down. Like I said, did a really great video on MK Ultra yesterday and a lot more. Yeah, no, the MK Ultra video was pretty deep.
That was my fantasy football team name for a very, very long time.
Unbelievable. Thumbs it up, share it. We got the GoFundMe. I love you, and I will see you on the flip from the road. Hopefully we'll have service all the way down.